You don't look like your goals, you look like your habits. Effort doesn't lie. Goals are shiny, they're impressive, they make for good conversation and even better social media posts. However, you are not the sum of your ambitions, you are the sum of your actions, repeated day after day when no one is watching.
What do you think about the shirt design?
Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
Hey, there we go.
When can I get one?
I wanted to do like a samurai theme. That was kind of my goal.
Yeah.
Because I really like sort of what the samurai stands for in terms of like discipline, precision, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so then that first shirt had Strive for Mastery on the back. I wanted to sort of like push that idea. Hey, what do you guys think about the shirt? New design, kind of fire.
Usually I'll do 6 reps for the first one, just a bar. We're doing eccentrics here, so it's 2 seconds down, 4 seconds, completely resting your weight on. Would you do that for your like initial warm-ups as well, or would you just do a squat?
For me, I just normally just do a squat, okay. And then maybe like the second to last warm-up set is when I actually start doing what the tempo is for the day. Glad at least the weather's just getting warmer too, so. The normal squat, you're sort of bouncing out of the hole and it's like very fast motion, but then with this pause, like you have to just understand exactly how you're loading your body, so.
So I think you said last time mine was a little quick going down, so I'm probably gonna
yeah, what do we have, 3 seconds down or 2 seconds?
2.
Okay.
So I think I was doing probably 1 or 1.5.
Gotcha,
so.
okay. Good, yeah, it looks good. Might not do as long of a pause. All right, what do you want next?
I think 195 is appropriate.
All right, I got 25, 10, 2.5. Good, yeah.
The RPE system also helps because I'm used to training in the evening, so I'm like,
yeah,
I've eaten, like I'm good.
Right.
I trained at 5 a.m. in the morning this week when I was traveling.
It's a different
and it's
deal.
just different. Like, yeah, everything had to change a little bit.
Everything's
Because I was fasted.
Yeah,
I'm
and so then when I'm doing my warm-up, some days I will feel more fatigue from my shoulders than others with the warm-ups, and so I'll make adjustments to the number. So usually, like say for example, if we're doing like the external rotation stuff, it's usually like 10 reps. Yeah. If I'm starting to feel like fatigue is building up
just from the warm-up,
yeah, then I'll cut back.
Oh, that's
cut
interesting
back.
to hear. Okay.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like with the warm-up, the goal is stimulation and not fatigue. Yeah. So if you start to get to the point of fatiguing, then you can just pull back. That makes me so.
Yeah, you're about to hit it.
Maybe this is not gonna work
you're
out.
About to hit it.
Yeah.
I'll test it out. I'll see. I'll try both, bro.
Front foot under the band rather than your
front
mid foot.
foot?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
Try stepping back. Yeah, that would be a little better because that's gonna encourage you to point your toes a little bit more, so we get better tension in the legs. Boom. Nice. Yeah, that's looking really good. I was gonna say you might be able to go with a smaller band.
My goal is the green today.
Okay.
That's this next level.
Next one? Sick.
Yeah, the next level.
Nice. That feels good. And good. Yeah, that's easy. You can go lighter than that.
Yeah, I think so. Might be closer than I think.
Making moves. Might as well just try a muscle up right now.
I mean, I'm thinking about it.
Good. All right, so right now you need some chalk. That's what you need. Yeah. Your grip is slipping.
I think it was there, but yeah.
And also, don't exceed 2 swings because the longer you're on that bar is the more fatigue that you build up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. One of the cues I like to use as well is to keep my eyes directly pointed at the bar the entire time.
Yeah.
And so then we can lead the shoulders over. And you got your shoulders over really nicely that time. It's just that your hands slip. So I'd say some chalk will honestly just do the job there.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay.
But here we need you to be pushing your shoulders forward over the bars.
Yeah, just get over, yeah.
Yep, 100%. That's gonna help out.
So I'm getting the height, like every time getting the height.
100%, you're getting the height, which is good. More weighted pulls, like the high pulls and stuff like that, kind of loading that stuff up is really gonna help out.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like to do when I'm prepping for the muscle up, so like I'm mid-swing, I like to think about just like really stretching my hands up as far as possible, because then we get that final little bit of stretch from our lats, and then that's gonna help to recruit a little bit more muscle fibers essentially, so that we got a stronger pull. For me, it's just like I think about like big stretch, and then we pull. There we go, and boom. Almost there, we're almost there. Muscle up, that setup is such a crucial thing for how well your pulls will go down, because in this right now, my pulls feel cleaner doing it here than it does when I'm like at the gym right now, which is kind of sad because I'm outside on a little bar. But really think about driving your shoulders forward, so just driving over.
Yeah. Get over.
Boom, good. There we go.
Okay.
My elbows are not going to be happy I did these many reps today.
Yeah, I wanted to do another one, but I'm like, we gotta do dips. So
yeah.
we gotta do dips. Everything I've kept in mind, I'm gonna break it down. So the hips is one thing. So I noticed I used to be like doing this.
Piking at the hips.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna get in. And then also protract, make sure that I'm not shrugging.
Depression,
Stay tight. Just in general, just stay tight.
Yep. So it's almost like you take that position and then you just kind of want to hold that the entire time.
The mental cue I've been thinking about is just trying to bring my
bring the shoulders together. Yep.
Yeah.
That works.
So that's everything I've kept in mind.
And then last thing is probably just that crunch, because that crunch is going to help with a little bit of hollow body, but then also just keeping the back position.
You're trying to find a balance between going deep enough. So like the crunch helps you get deep, but you also obviously you need say depth.
The elbow depth. Yeah. So then that crunch, essentially, that goal there is, one, it's going to help to maintain our body stability, so we're keeping that tightness, right? But then also it helps us to keep that, essentially it's an arch in our back. So we want more of a rounded back in this movement.
Yeah.
If you open up your back, then now we're in retraction, and so now we're stretching our shoulders, which we don't want. Good. As protracted as I can be when starting. Make sure I'm in depression here. I'll get that crunch and then push it from there. And it's hard to tell sometimes where your shoulder height is. It's something that you kind of have to learn, which is what makes it not ideal to have like a different bar every time you train. Down. Let's get shoulder done. Yep. Where we want it. There we go. Boom. Good. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, shoulders were right on it. Okay. Right on that time. Yep, that was good.
So I'll do one more warm up with a 45.
Another rule of thumb too when it comes to warming up, you want to either take even jumps up in weight up to your working set or the weight that you're working with, or you want to take decreasingly large jumps. So essentially, if my first jump is 40 pounds, then my next jump I want to be 40 pounds or less. For me, for example, I have the same exact warm-up that I do every single time for squats, every single time for dips, all my movements, so that I'm really used to taking those jumps. And it's one of those things that you just learn as you continue to do it.
You're building bench now, right, too?
Yeah, man, it's time to get a big bench. I'm so ready. I got Larson press right now, so technically the bench is not going to be crazy, but like it's a process. Like we're working into it. I think my next competition is going to be the Texas All 4 in October.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I need a redemption meet after this past one. Like I botched this past meet with like the cramping and everything that threw me off, and so like I need to be able to come back and like hit the numbers that I know I can.
When I first started training, I was like, oh, I need to compete like as soon as possible. Like I want to compete as soon as possible. But I see how much like you cannot take it for just light, just jumping.
That's
like,
true.
It's
That's true.
Immense preparation I see.
Yeah.
And then I mean, you're optimizing everything for that day, and I see how much goes into a 7-hour day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let me build up all the strength I can.
Right.
I think December just makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. A little lower on the shoulders if you can. Yeah, it's good.
How much do you think pausing makes a difference in terms of like percentages, if you could even think that way?
With a dip and a squat, specifically those two movements, you can sort of get like a stretch reflex almost from hitting the bottom fast and then shooting up from there.
Yeah.
And so then the idea is we eliminate all momentum by having you pause at the bottom, which means that all the strength that you're recruiting is just explosive power from the bottom. And so then in terms of the pause dip being able to grow your dip numbers versus a normal dip, it helps a good deal, but specifically in your ability to produce power from the bottom. In order for you to now set up this close to the edge of the bar, think about now the distance that you're having to cover from the box to where you're lining up, right?
The initial.
Yeah, so right now you're taking a really big step over, which is not ideal because, so one thing, I don't know if you've noticed it, but when you're getting onto the bar, yeah, you get a little swing and we don't want any of that momentum. So then what I like to do, well, first of all, what I like to do is I'll take one step at a time. So one step, settle that first step, then second step out. And that helps, but then also you want to close that distance too. So if we're lining up right here for the dip and the box is here, we're good. But then if you're coming all the way up here, we would have to compensate for that.
Let me move it out.
I got like my whole chin over that thing at this point.
Yeah.
Good. Next foot. Squeeze it together. There we go. Yep. Good. There it is. Yep. Good. Boom. Yep.
You're saying retract when I'm on like this?
Yeah, so we should be seeing like here.
Oh, okay.
That's what we want.
Yeah, I think 20s would be ideal.
Good. Yep. Especially this movement, like keep super tight grip.
Yeah.
Almost thinking about almost over gripping it in a sense and just really just holding in tight so that I get as much retraction as I can. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So essentially you're gonna stand so that it's supporting your chest. So we're here.
Yeah.
And then you would just be raising to here. Do I have enough upper body strength to climb this thing? Oh, I'm cooked today. It's not happening. This is looking mighty fire. Yeah, make one with the power bowl. Good old stuff right there. It's a good session today.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. We will.
See progress.
100%. We'll keep it going.
Probably 2 months now.
Yeah, it's been a good little process since then. But yeah, we're gonna keep working.
For sure.
We're gonna stay on the grind. And I guess I don't even know if I'm gonna end this video here. If I don't, I'll just end it later. So here's what it is. All right.